Hi, this video and audio cast will cover the Buzzr Design Suite. Let's start by helping you find where the Design Suite is. I have it turned on here, but I'll turn it off so you can see what it's like to find it on your regular administrative interface. Here on the regular administrative interface, go to Design and Layout, then click on Design Tool. The Design Advanced is for CSS. If you are a designer who knows CSS and you want to edit in pure CSS, you can do so with this tab. But if you want to use our point and click color suite and spacing suite, just click on Design Tool. That will open a second administrative interface just for the Design Tool. And just to go over the tabs here, we have Style, which is going to get us color. We have Images, which is going to let us replace background images or put in new background images. Settings, Logo, and Icon will let us upload a new logo. Favicon will let us hide the site name. We can add some custom CSS if you're an advanced designer. And this help icon leads to a written guide with step-by-step instructions for using Sweaver. And I refer to this as Sweaver because that's the name of the module of our design suite. That's the technical name of the module for our design suite, but I'll just refer to it as the design suite or design tool. Okay, so I'm moving my cursor around and you can see that some of the website here is turning green or being highlighted in green. These all represent regions of the website that can be changed with our design tool. So I'll click on this one, for example, and now a bunch of other tools show up. Background color, for example, background image, background repeat, font, spacing, dimensions. So I have a lot more options now. I've clicked again, and you can also see where you are, not just by the color, this little green outline, but by this path. Body is the largest region, and then it narrows down. In this case, we're in header inner. Now, header inner has a background color, it has a background image or no image, and it's set to either repeat or not repeat. The color will only show if there's no image. In this case, this sort of rustic wood-looking image is covering the color. It's part of my default theme. This is the bed and breakfast theme, and I'm just going to remove that image now, and it reveals the background color. Now once I'm on the background color, if I click on the little color here, I get this color square, and I can change the color of that region however I'd like. I'm using point and click, but if you're very precise and are a professional designer, for example, and want to find an exact color, you can use these numbers. These squares will also give you your last color. So if I wanted to go back, for example, I would click on the square. That would show me exactly where I was in the color map. Then if I click on the color map, it will send me back. But I like that blue where I was, so I'm going to click on that blue, and it brings me right back to the blue. Okay, so now I want to change the color of what I sometimes refer to as the wallpaper. Here it's called the body, and you'll see the green matches the green. If the colors match, then that's a good indication also that you found the right region with your point and clicking. So I'm going to maybe try and change that to a darker blue. So now I've got sort of a dark blue. But there's this one region here that I wasn't able to color, and the reason is that is actually an image. So if I click on it, you'll see that under background image, it doesn't say no image, it says theme default. If I go to no image, it will show me this blue, which is what's behind. So I'm going to click no image, and the image disappears, and I have this blue. If I want to change the colors of the fonts, I have to click on Font below background. Now, I'm just going to click and I'm in the fonts for the widget, and my font color is currently white, and maybe I'll go with something that's sort of in the green family. Let's see if I can get that to work, and then I click here. Green family doesn't seem to stand out very well. Let's go with a darker blue. Okay, that's nice, so I'm doing darker blue. However, I haven't changed the colors yet over here. Let's try to do that. You see it's sort of this brown matching this brown. And I'll try to match the dark blue. Again, I've got, this gives me the last color, so I just clicked on the square and I got the dark blue. Spacing lets me change how much padding I have between my elements and how big my margins are. In this case, for example, maybe I want a little bit more padding in my header inner, so I've clicked here. You can see I'm in header inner, and then I click on padding, and I'm dragging it over, and I'm getting a wider padding. Dimensions refers to how wide the website is. If I want my columns to be longer. There are different regions, so if I want the whole thing to change, I'm going to have to change several different regions. Here, I'm going to start with the header region, and I'm going to make it a little bit wider. Oops, I went with height instead of width. That was a mistake. I'm going to go with width. Okay, so now I've made it a little bit wider. And now I'm going to go to my sidebar right region, and I'm going to make that a little bit wider to match, and etc., etc. I can go down to my footer region and make that a little wider. So actually, I made it wider, you can tell from the green line, but I don't like that blue. So I'm going to go back to my background color here. I'm going to try to match that up with the white that I've already got. Let's see if I can do it. Sometimes I've got no image. Background color. White. There we go. So I was able to, and it doesn't quite, the length's not quite right. So I'm going to go to dimensions. I can drag it a little bit. I can just go up and down by 1 or 2 very precisely. Okay, so now I've changed that bed and breakfast site completely, different colors, different width, different height. Let's take you to another site and I can show you what it's like to add images and new logos. So here we have a church website, and I've got the admin tools already turned on. And clearly this is an image, not a solid color. So you would expect when I click on it within style, if I go check whether it's an image, you see it's theme default. And why don't I just get rid of that image? But I have my own image in mind. So I'm going to click on images, and I've set it up a little bit, but what I'm going to do is kind of convert this church into a winery website. So now I'm going save image, and the image will now appear among my available options. You have to wait. Look at the lower left here. It's sending the request to upload the image to the central site. It's now uploaded my image. So I'll go back to style, and I'll click on the region I want to edit, and it says I have no image when I go to background image. But now there's a new one called winery. So I'm just going to choose that and wait, and there my winery has shown up. And I'm going to add a little spacing here because I want to show a little bit more of the winery. And obviously the next thing is to change this logo. So let's go to settings and logo. Then here it says logo image settings, and I'm browsing. I happen to already have a logo for a winery. And here it says apply theme settings. That's just a fancy word for save. So I'm clicking it, And again, I'm waiting to get confirmation. And now my new logo is up. I don't want the site name and site tagline anymore. So I'm going to go to Logo and Icons, then Show Hide Elements, and you'll see that I can hide the logo. And oops, I'm going to leave the logo. Hide the site name, hide the site slogan. I'm going to hit Apply Theme Settings, and I'm going to wait. And now it's gone. I can also, if I want, now I'm going to go back to Style. I'm going to change my background color a little, maybe for a nicer green to match. Maybe I want a deeper green to match the winery a little bit better. And I think I might like to make this area here, instead of purple, more of like a green also. And let me show you dimensions on this website. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click width, and I'm making it a little bit wider. Those are my actual dimensions now, so that when I go to background color and I'm in here, it'll actually change the color up to the new dimensions that I've set. Again, I'm going to go to dimensions here, width. Now I've clicked a little bit higher, a region a little bit higher up. I'm going to make it a little bit wider. I can actually use my arrow keys to make it exactly what I want. There we go. Then I have that nice dark green. We go to background, and my dark green, and I'm going to click it and extend my nice dark green a little further. I just have this one little region that I need to color now. Let's see if I can do it. I might actually need to make this a little taller. Anyway, I'm playing with that. I'm playing, and you can see as I go through my dimensions. See, I've now made that region a little bit taller. So I'm playing with the width of the column. I'm playing with the images. I've shown you how you can upload a logo. You can do the same thing here to upload a favicon. Here's how you show and hide images. Here's how you can turn your site slogan on and off. I'm going to turn it back on for a second. And then importantly, there's my site name and slogan. In style, it's very important as you click around that you make sure that you're actually clicking in the region that you want to change. So here, clicking on spacing, let's actually go to dimensions and width. So I'm going to make these elements a little wider, and make these elements a little wider, and then I have to just start playing. I just keep playing now. Now's where the creative part happens, and I have to start clicking around and playing and filling in images. And you can change virtually anything. You can change the center wells. You can change each of the lines. Okay, so let's pretend I have just what I want. These are all my changes here on the right. Let's go to Save. Now I can save this. I'm going to call this one Winery 1. I'm going to save it and continue. I'm now going to have some different options here. I can, for example, click on Load on the right, and it lets me load up what I've started with, or I can go back to a fresh style, which lets me completely start over with a new theme. But just because I started over doesn't mean that I've lost the other choice. It's still here, Winery 1. So if I decide to go back to it, there it is. I'm actually doing this, and this is not being published live, so that's great. You can make these changes, and the visitors to your website are not seeing it. When I'm ready for the visitors of my website to see it, I click on Publish.